Coming at you guys live from the garage where we make dreams happen. So this is gonna be day 2 of working on the 370Z Nismo. We are single turboing this car. Is that even a word, single turboing? We're adding a single turbo to this car. So today on the agenda, sorry, my bad. We have the catch cans. This is gonna be the coolant slash, what is it, oil slash power steering. Then we have the new fuel assembly. We have the flex fuel kit, fuel rails, the injectors, and the return kit. So this is everything that we want to install today. It doesn't mean that we're going to get to everything today, but hopefully we can. But for now, we're going to be removing this hood just so we can get some more light inside this engine bay. So we got the hood off, we got the engine cover off. So we got to take off this manifold so we can get to the injectors and the fuel rails. So we got the manifold off, went ahead and taped up the cylinders. Now we're gonna take off the fuel rails. It comes off right here. So, but this is where the fuel is gonna come out, right? Exactly. All right, well, I'll let you do that.
I'll just do it, right?
All right, yeah. I mean, there's no fuel in the car either, so it shouldn't be too bad.
I mean, scary, bro.
What do you mean? All right, show me. Hey.
You don't even know what goes to what. You need a bag, bro.
I know. I got photographic memory.
All right, you ready?
Ready? Yo, now you're scared.
We probably should have left the injectors in because right now I need some leverage. Ooh,
oh, there it is.
Squirted.
Not that bad though, honestly. All right, and just like that, we remove the stock fuel rails with the injectors. So basically, in a sense, we're gonna be replacing this line, well, both lines, yeah, pretty much everything, including the harness. So we have the injectors in this box, along with the wiring that's going to connect to the factory wiring. And then we have the fuel rails themselves. And I think that's everything, huh?
Pull it out.
That's literally everything.
Pull it out.
See the fuel rails. So the only reason why we had to go with aftermarket fuel rails is because we went with a top mount single turbo. And since we're doing the return system, the fuel return system, when you install the return system with the stock rails, the fuel lines actually get close to the actual turbo itself. So to avoid like any fires or anything like that, we just went with aftermarket rails so that we can kind of keep it safe.
Wait, I should.
We're literally playing with these like we're freaking kids. We're like, how does this go?
Bro, these don't even fit.
It goes to show you how we don't know what we're doing So we got everything assembled, got the injectors on the rails with the crossover line. So we came to the conclusion that we are missing a part, and that is gonna be for the dampener. Now we could reuse the factory ones, but you kind of need something that screws into here, and then this goes onto there. So what I'm gonna do, since I'm missing that, I'm just gonna order aftermarket ones. Hopefully it comes with everything that we need, and we'll be able to install this. So for right now, we're gonna line everything up, put everything on, but we won't be able to tighten it down just because we gotta install these dampeners. So we can still install the return system. We just will have the line sitting there. That way, when the dampeners come, we can just take that off and put it back on. But that's basically how it's gonna be sitting. All right, guys, so this is hours later from the last clip filmed. So I'm gonna give you guys an update. We are doing the fuel return system right now. Well, we have no idea what we're doing, but we're just trying to figure it out, doing a bunch of research. Shout out to one of my followers on Instagram for helping us out. So just kind of explain it. We have the injectors with the fuel rails installed. Like I said, we have to install the dampeners, so we're not going to tighten that down yet because I still have to order those. So what the fuel line does, it connects to the fuel rails two-way. So first we have a line that connects the fuel rails together up top right here, and then this line right here is dropped down, and that's going to connects to the stock location, right? Or it connects to that.
Yeah, this one connects to that. The one you have already down there connects to the stock.
So this line right here on the driver's side, this connects to the fuel regulator on the side right here. And then, yeah, and then the bottom connection on the fuel regulator connects to the stock location for the return line for the fuel line. And then this line right here, which is connected to the passenger side fuel rail, is the one that's gonna go all the way down, and then it's gonna connect to the fuel filter, and then the fuel filter line is gonna connect all the way down to the fuel pump assembly. I know it sounds confusing. It took us hours to figure that out, but this is basically what we're doing. All right, so now it's time to work inside the car. So we already took off the cover that covers this. We have to take off the fuel pump assembly because remember we ordered the new one, and then we have to actually run that return line up so we connect both of them together.
So you stripped the Phillips and the socket?
Bro, is there an easier
I think this guy is like notorious for stripping because he don't got patience.
No, it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he just be like, alright, doesn't come out this way, let's destroy it the other way. And then he just looks at it while he's stripping it. You don't know what he's doing, but he's doing it. So what's going on, man?
We're about to take off this line. Fuel is about to spill. Yep, there it is. Sheesh.
Yeah, that thing is pretty big, huh?
It is. Hold on, I was gonna cramp in my back.
What? How you gonna cramp in your back? This dude don't be working out.
See it? So, the only thing that we need from here is just this leveler.
Let them know what most people do though.
Modify it. And you pretty much have to break it because like there's stuff you have to bore out. The fuel pump's in there. But
You gotta drill holes.
yeah, I'm not doing all that. So, this is what we took out. And this is what we're gonna put in. So this is the next day. So we left off with needing to install the fuel pump assembly, which we're gonna tackle today. Did a bunch of research over the nights and I was able to figure out how to do that. So remember how I was telling you guys how we had to stop on these rails because we don't have everything? I ordered what we needed to get those installed and buttoned down yesterday and they came today. Shout out to Graveyard Performance because they hooked it up. Literally overnight shipping to get us this. And I honestly, I could not be more grateful for them because that means that we can finally button that down, not have to worry about it, and basically finish the fuel system today. So basically what's in this box is a connect of 2 fuel rails. There's other stuff that we don't necessarily need, but I'll probably use anyways because one of the lines I believe is going to be connecting this, what do they call this? The fuel regulator. But this line, look how long this is. Like that's unnecessarily long. I don't want to have a fuel line in my engine bay this long. So I'll probably end up using one of the lines that's in here. So after using the adapter, this is what the dampeners look like. You actually need a special tool to put these clips in here, which looks like this. Which is weird because I used this on the ST when I installed the blow off valve. But there's 2 for each side. Technically there's like 4. So there's 1, 2, and then 1, 2. But they also come with this little blocker plate. So we're only gonna install 1 on each, plus a blocker plate. And then once we get these installed, we gotta somehow get the cross member installed and then this top side will be done. So we got the dampeners on with the block off plates. So now we can finally seat these fuel rails with the injectors in and be done with the top end of it. We also got to figure out this cross part, but once we get these mounted, we'll figure that out. So we got the fuel rails all in, injectors in, wired in. Only thing we have an issue with is the front end right here. So we're still trying to figure out a way of getting that that line in. This one is the one that we originally had. It didn't come, or it didn't work. So we're gonna have to figure something out. So we're gonna hold off on that for now. Don't mind my ashy hands. But we are going to go ahead and wire in this fuel assembly. So literally what we have to do is we have to make our own harness. All right, so we have the fuel pump all wired up. After hours of second guessing myself, just wanted to make sure everything was good. So we finally got it all buttoned up. So we have the sensor for the leveler, we got the filter, we got the pump wired up. So all we have to do is drop it down. We got to finish some more wiring, as you guys can see right there. And this fuel system is finally coming to an end. So this is hours after the last clip. We'll just give you guys an update before I end the video. The fuel pump I did have to take back out, and I did have to rewire it because the wire that we used was too small. The wire that I used, I believe, was a 16 gauge. We had to use a 12 gauge for the fuel pump, so had to rewire that. I also got new connectors. Let me see if I can show you guys what I bought. This is kind of a mess in here. I went to the auto store and I got this. I was originally using a connector like this, what they call a butt connector, but I wasn't really feeling this. It kind of seemed a little sketch, so I kind of took it apart. Went to the store and got these. So basically what this is a butt connector, but it comes with heat shrink. So when you're done crimping it, you can actually shrink some tubing on there, so it kind of gives it a better seal, better connection. Like I said, this kind of seemed a little sketch to use. So the fuel pump's done, it's in. I'm gonna wait to put the panel on until we test it, make sure there's no leaks back there. I literally just got done running the flex fuel kit. It's pretty simple to install, so I'm gonna actually show you guys if you guys are actually doing this yourselves. So here's the actual module itself that gets ran inside the vehicle. So there are gonna be 3 wires. It's gonna be power, ground, and then just the blue and white wire. The hardest part about installing this flex fuel kit was finding pin 102 in this connector. We got this connector from the ECM, which is located right there. We just unplugged the plug, pulled it down, and then counted pin. So pin 102. Now it is going to pin on the year of the vehicle. I believe it changes colors, but ours is going to be within these 4 black wires in the upper left-hand corner. It was the bottom right wire. I don't know if I can kind of get a better look at that. But as you can see, we have a connector connected to it. We don't have to tee into it. We did have to cut it because this is going to be the evap wire that we didn't need anymore because it went to the fuel system. Since we have a fuel return system, it kind of deleted that. But that's basically where pin 102 went. And then we did have to run the wire for the sensor, which I ran the same way we did the fuel return system. So the wire is coming all the way on the side of the vehicle. It's going down where the fuel tank is at. Then it drops down and comes right here. Again, right next to the fuel line. Got it ran the exact same way up there. And then it comes over here and comes right to our sensor right up here. So I'm gonna wrap this video up because I got a lot of cleaning to do. The next video that you guys see, we're gonna install this catch can because we're pretty much done with fuel. Like the flex fuel kit, it was pretty much the last thing we had to do other than connect the rails together. We're waiting on that fitting that's coming on Monday so I can connect this to this because it's just a little too short. The next video that you guys see, which will be tomorrow's video, we are going to be installing the Switchback Racing 3-in-1 catch can. So this is going to be the coolant reservoir, the oil catch can, and the power steering because we got to relocate the power steering, which is right here because the charge pipes is actually going to be sitting right there with the turbo. This guy right here is going to be sitting in the location of right there. So it's gonna look just like that. So stay tuned for the next video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Peace out, stay safe, and stay tuned.
No flex, I done dropped a couple bands on it, brand new Rolex. I can pop a couple bands on you, girl, you know that. Once she get the poppin', I like way to go. We gon' get it poppin' on the radio, turned all night.